Donald Trump is back in the White House. For many, this signals a return to stricter immigration policies. On his very first day, January 20th, 2025, Trump signed executive orders. These orders target border security and crack down on illegal immigration. One of the most controversial changes is the end of birthright citizenship. This means children born in the US to undocumented parents will no longer automatically be citizens. Trump has appointed Tom Homan as his border czar. Homan is known for his tough stance on immigration. He has announced plans for large-scale raids to deport people living in the US illegally. This has sent shockwaves through immigrant communities, particularly among undocumented Indians. The fear is palpable. Many undocumented Indians came to the US seeking a better life. They often work in low-wage jobs, sending money back home to support their families. Now they live in the shadows, afraid to even leave their homes. The threat of deportation looms large. The Trump administration is also working closely with the Indian government. Their goal is to identify and deport undocumented Indian nationals living in the US. This collaboration adds another layer of complexity and fear for those trying to remain undetected. The message is clear: no one is safe. The numbers tell a stark story. In the 2023 to 2024 fiscal year, over 1,100 Indians were deported from the US. This number is expected to rise significantly under the new Trump administration. In October 2024 alone, a plane load of Indian nationals was deported. This marked a significant escalation in the Trump administration's efforts to remove undocumented immigrants. But deportation is only one side of the story. An alarming number of Indians are attempting to enter the US illegally. In 2023 to 2024, there were over 90,000 attempts by Indian nationals to cross the border illegally. This represents a significant increase compared to previous years. Most of these attempts occur at the northern border. This suggests that many Indians are first entering Canada legally and then attempting to cross into the US. The reasons for this are complex. Some are driven by economic hardship, others are fleeing persecution or violence. Regardless of their reasons, the risks are enormous. Migrants often pay exorbitant fees to smugglers. They face dangerous journeys, sometimes in harsh conditions. And if caught, they face almost certain deportation. The situation is dire and the stakes are high. Fear and uncertainty have driven undocumented Indians further underground. They live in constant fear of being caught in raids or reported to immigration authorities. Many are afraid to even leave their homes, limiting their movement and interaction with the outside world. To cope with this isolation and fear, undocumented Indians have turned to technology, particularly encrypted messaging apps like WhatsApp. These platforms have become lifelines, allowing them to connect with each other, share information and find support. On these platforms, they exchange tips on avoiding detection, share news about ICE activity and discuss potential legal loopholes. These groups offer a sense of community and solidarity in a time of immense fear and uncertainty. They provide a space to share experiences, anxieties and strategies for survival. However, this reliance on technology also highlights their vulnerability. With limited access to legal resources and support systems, these online communities often become their primary source of information. This makes them susceptible to misinformation and exploitation. Trump's immigration policies have ignited fierce debate across the nation. Supporters argue that these measures are necessary to protect national security and control illegal immigration. They believe that enforcing stricter border control and deportation policies will deter future illegal immigration and protect American jobs. On the other hand, critics argue that these policies are inhumane and discriminatory. They point to the fear and uncertainty these policies create within immigrant communities. Religious leaders like Bishop Marianne Edgar Budd have called for compassion and understanding, urging the government to consider the human cost of these policies. The debate surrounding Trump's immigration policies is far from over. It has exposed deep divisions within American society about immigration, identity and belonging. While the future remains uncertain for undocumented Indians living in the US, their plight has brought the issue of immigration to the forefront of national conversation. The question remains, will America choose compassion or exclusion?